salute guys. Mr. Back with another public service announcement. Gents, I hope you guys are feeling good this morning. Yes, indeed, South Africa. Welcome back to another episode of the PSA podcast. My name is Mr. Maya, and of course, today we have another awesome guest that's joined us today. Yasmin Furmie, how are you doing?
I'm very well. How
Fantastic.
are you?
I'm super happy. Firstly, I just want to put it out there. We're so happy that you're here. This is for everyone to see. I was like, this must be one of the most trendiest people online today.
Oh my word, that's quite something.
We're gonna go out the limits. No, you know what? Me and my partner's obviously going through some of the posts. We're like, what do you think? Like, she doesn't really like too many local people. So we kind of go through the photos. She's like, what do you think about this lady, man? I was like, my bro, swagger on a level. Listen, I mean, I know a little bit about you, but today we wanna unpack just a little bit about who you are. But there's not too much. It's not an interview. We're gonna have a convo.
So we're having a conversation.
We're having a conversation. So let's go into it a little bit. Who is Yasmin?
Okay, Yasmin is first and foremost a lover of all things beautiful.
Okay,
fashion,
beautiful. Yeah.
style, art, just generally good things in life.
Lovely.
I'm from Johannesburg.
Yeah.
Grew up in Johannesburg, moved to Australia, moved back to Johannesburg. And in a nutshell, I'm married, I've got kids, I'm in the fashion industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's sort of, just like
We
a short
we just
yeah.
wanted the short
Yeah.
was so fashion.
Yes.
I mean, you're a very fashionable person, as we know. So I mean, did the fashion bug always was it something you were born with, something that you got into? Where did you kind of source that from the early days?
So it's maybe she was born with it, but maybe it's
Maybelline. Who knows?
Look, I think it's a lot of people, especially in sort of, with people of color in the
Yes.
communities,
Okay.
there are always people who are fashionable.
Yes.
Whether it's your mum and dad, whether it's the people around you. I just happen to have in my family, my mum and dad were very fashionable.
Very fashionable.
Stylish.
Okay.
More than fashionable, stylish people.
Yeah.
My father in particular. And he was a big inspiration for, how I took on this sort of thing of fashion and style.
Yeah.
So, and growing up in a time where people took great care in how they looked,
In how they look, yeah.
dressed, because they wanted to really own that little bit that I guess the regime didn't take away from them.
Yeah.
Their dignity.
No,
and
I got
part
you.
of it was in their style.
So I mean, if you go all the way back in time, right? So let's say the early days, you growing up looking at pops, and you look at that style, and you see how style is today. I mean, do you feel like some of the styles that we have right now is a remix of like things that like we've seen in the past before?
Well, I think fashion is always a remix.
Yeah.
Sometimes good, sometimes not so good.
Yeah.
I have no issues with people looking back and then reinventing.
Okay.
I don't think we can always copy it because it's you always have to look at the context within which fashion took place.
Yeah.
So it's always going to be a change. When you think of Y2K, well, it happened, but now it's taken on a different form.
Yeah, for sure.
It's taken on a fresher form. So for me, there's always going to be that. You can't reinvent the wheel, but you can certainly make it look a hell of a lot trendy.
Oh yes, I love that. So listen, and for you, I mean, so what's some of the things that inspire you, like when it comes to your style? Because I know it's obviously so many different elements.
Yeah.
It's all the time, and depending on which event we're going to, what we're doing. But for you personally, I mean, what is something that you think for yourself?
I think for me, it's at the stage I am in my life is where it's not necessarily that someone inspires me, but I'm at such a comfortable position in my life.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I'm confident with where I am, with my beliefs, and with how I'm going to put that across.
Yeah.
It's no longer thinking, what will someone else think about what I'm wearing?
Yeah. Am I comfortable in this?
Exactly. Am I trendy enough? Have I got the right fashion on? For me, it's not even about that anymore.
About it.
It's, do I look good? Do I feel good? And that attitude takes me out there.
No, beautiful.
So that's how I dress, and that's what inspires me.
Do you have any days where you're just like, chilling in the tracksuit pants or just like,
Of course.
I'm just chilling, I'm at home, like it's not. No, because I mean, obviously people's going to look at social media, okay, well, she has on that. Some people might come for inspo and I'm like, what if she's fashionable in bed as well?
That is the last place where I'm fashionable. In fact, my husband always used to say, can't you wear better pajamas? So you see, that's what people don't know. But generally, I mean, when you're at home, you want to chill.
You relax, yeah.
You put on and take off different masks
Yeah.
of your life. All of us do.
Yes.
Depending on where we are, whether it's a work context, a party context, wherever. When I'm at home, when I'm chilling on the couch watching TV, I've got Ugg boots on, tracksuit, cami.
Chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's what it is.
And now also, let's say, I mean, I don't know, does a woman speak about her age?
Always.
All the time. How old are you?
I don't
I know
have
how
an
old you are,
issue.
but I'd like you to tell me.
I'm 60.
60 and fabulous. I just actually told him, everyone, this is possibly the coolest 6-year-old I've ever seen. Because I know people, when I saw them in the 60s, I was like, give me sakana. In my piercing. And I go up, so I mean,
my God.
60
No.
years old, no?
But you know what? Then we all thought even beyond 40 was old.
Was old? No, different.
No, I mean, I thought my
I thought 30
parents
was
were
old.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and then you get to this age and you think, goodness, I'm not feeling any different to the way I felt when I was 40.
Yeah.
So for me, it's not even, the number means absolutely nothing. I feel youthful, I'm energetic, I'm alive, I'm with everything that's going on.
Fantastic. So I mean, obviously, so now let's say your take on, you've been on Instagram, obviously, I mean, and on TikTok and things like that. Using social media at your age, I mean, how's that been for you?
For me, it's been very good. I love social media. I love connecting with different people. And I think through social media and what I do, I have made the most incredible group of connections
Okay,
and friends.
fantastic, yeah.
You know, from young 20-something-year-olds to 70-something-year-olds. I think the way we operate on social media platforms now and meeting different people, I think it's amazing.
It is.
I mean, I've got such an array of friends. You know, before it was you were friends within your age group.
Your age group, these are just my friends, yeah.
There's no such
How
thing.
are your friends, dude? Some of your, I mean, I don't know, high school friends, primary school friends, are they still around? Are they still doing their thing?
I guess they do
I
their
get-
thing. I don't see many of them.
I didn't see none of mine either. That was too long ago.
Yeah. Well, if yours was too long ago, imagine how long ago mine was.
Mine are gone. I don't know where they are. They fell off the. No, but
Yeah,
I also realized that not everyone is in tune with using social media. I mean, especially, I'm not going to say all older people, but some older people just don't want to be that, I don't know, tech savvy. There's like,
Absolutely.
nee, man,
They
but
find
stien het
it-
op boodskap.
Yeah, no, absolutely. They find it very difficult and very intimidating.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. It makes things so easy when you are able to. I just think how easy it is to connect with people in different parts of the
Yeah.
world. You don't even necessarily have to be on WhatsApp. You can find somebody on Instagram that you haven't seen in years.
Yeah.
So I absolutely
love it.
I love
And,
it.
Well, this is. I mean, there's just not to get too many questions. I was just wondering. So, what is it? What is for you? What's the day job? What is it that you do on a day-to-day basis?
I have a fashion brand with my best friend.
Okay.
It's called Sissy the Collection.
CC the collection.
Yeah, so
okay.
we do sort of classic contemporary fashion for everybody.
Okay.
I don't want to put it into a box, but basically more neutral, black and white. We add cream, grey every now and then, but it's an odd business model. But we are. In
And
the
how long is that?
fashion
And how long has that been going on?
This would be the 9th year now.
90. Where have I been? I'm sleeping then.
You
eh?
are sleeping.
I'm definitely sleeping.
You are sleeping.
Okay, you know, man. You know, sometimes Cape Town isn't getting their own bubble. Also, welcome
Yeah,
to
that
Cape
we
Town,
know.
to
That
rainy
we
Cape
know.
Town. And then, I mean, obviously being from Joburg, I know I've been there many times before, very fast-paced, very business-minded. When I come to Cape Town, everyone's just like, you know, we chilling.
Yeah.
I was like, are we going to do business? Let's send me an email, and I'm going to read the email, and I'm going to get back to you in a week. And then maybe after a month, we can have a lunch and try to... And then he headed to Joburg, and someone's like, okay, cool, let's do this right now. Here's the paperwork. There's the guys. Okay, we start tomorrow.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of vision I would have for the city, but for now, we chilling. Still props to my city, though.
I
So
don't
beautiful.
say it's for now. You're always chilling in Cape Town.
We always
As long as
chilling.
I've
You
known
reckon?
Cape Town is a chill place.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad thing. I mean, I guess that's why when we come from Joburg, we come here. It is a nice sort of
Everyone's just like chilling.
relaxed.
No, but the problem is that I get it that people want to chill here, but that's fine. But I think you also have to make money somehow. You need to do some business.
They say that Cape Town is now becoming a bit more of a money place than Joburg. So I don't know.
For reals.
That's what they say.
I would hope so for
That's why
myself.
maybe that's why
as
all
well.
of Joburg's moving
Us coming
down
around
to,
here.
moving to Cape Town. Yeah.
But so I mean, on that note, I mean, for you, I mean, what are some of the differences for you apart from the chill and the fast business? I mean, what do you love about being that side the most?
Joburg for me is the sense of diversity that's palpable.
Okay.
For me, it's not that obvious here. You find it in pockets.
Okay.
I always get very astounded when I go into places and it's fairly lily white.
Yeah.
And you don't often find that in Joburg.
Okay. Yeah.
So I like that. I love the energy of the people. I think people in Joburg are incredibly friendly. Maybe I'm going to have a Cape Town Joburg fight, but I find Joburg people definitely friendlier than
Friendlier,
Cape
okay.
Town. Yeah, yeah. Cape Town, you first have to do a little bit of hard work before they let you in. That's what I find.
That's what you find.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. Maybe it's my Cape Townian bias. I'm like,
No,
you're
in the
so
creative,
friendly.
in the creative industry,
In the creative industry,
definitely
okay.
not. I mean,
Okay.
it's a lot easier, but I'm talking about just the general vibe that you get. It's not as easy. Like, I mean, when you're in Joburg, you literally see people talking to anybody.
Anyone all the time, yeah.
All the time. Yeah, I can go into a coffee shop, and sometimes I've gone to the same coffee shop 4
Yeah.
or 5 times. Same people, there'll be not one acknowledgement.
Okay.
Joburg, the second day, we're going,
Hi.
How are you? You know?
Okay, then it's a vibe. Okay.
Yeah.
Then, I mean, this is a public service announcement to all my Cape Townians.
Get on the program.
Get with the program, and if you see someone more than once, at least say hello.
Absolutely.
Smile, because you're putting us in the eyes right now.
Yeah.
So, I mean, so obviously with the movements that what are some of the things that you've done, or some of the notable things that you've enjoyed along your journey? I mean, 60 years around. I'm not saying it like it's a big thing.
Some of the 60-year journey.
60-year journey.
You know, I mean, I was a baby.
You were a baby?
School, I was at university.
Oh no! I thought you were just born this way. Like you just came out at 60, fashionable.
Yeah.
But some of the notable things that you kind of enjoyed along your journey, because obviously there are certain milestones. You don't have to get into all of them. Just something that you can look back like, this was really nice. 5 years ago, 6. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. Look, I think being in a different country as a older teenager, it was difficult, but also great, because it allowed my mind to go into a very different direction.
Yeah.
A very expansive mind. I don't think, not that it wouldn't have happened here, but I think travel does allow
Open the
that
brain, definitely.
expansion.
Yeah.
And being in a city where it was a little bit tough at first, because, you and other, you're no longer just belonging in your country, so to speak. Now where you're from, go back to where you came from, all those sorts of things.
Was that the kind of vibe?
Australia was like that in the beginning, when I was there, yeah.
So around what year is this?
This was 1978.
1978 Australia.
A very
Jeez.
different Australia to of
what we
course,
have now.
what it is
Okay.
now. Still has its issues, but it was a little bit difficult.
And how
then.
long were you over there for? How long were you over there?
I was there till 1987. But my family are still there. I came back.
Okay.
Yeah. My family have been there since 1978.
And so now also, like, I mean, you mentioned earlier on a little bit about your pops growing up. His style was very. What was apart from style? What was your parents like? I mean, did they kind of like enforce anything on you? Like, you can't do this, you can't do that. I mean, we know the style part.
Well, growing up in a colored household, a Muslim household, of course, there were lots of those.
Yes.
You can't do. You
Haram.
can't go. Exactly.
Yeah.
Initially quite conservative. I was the eldest child, so there you're not breaking any rules. You're following.
No, you're the one that's getting in trouble for all the stuff.
All the time.
You're the guinea pig for
come
the.
home at this time. If you come home late, you're not going out. All those things.
You've been down that road.
I've been down that road. They were strict, but kind and loving. And then they became okay. I mean, of course, my mum and dad took on a lot more sort of an Islamic mode when they were later on in Australia, but never imposed it, especially not on me, because I was always a bit of a rebel, but a rebel within bounds at one stage, if you know what I mean. I pushed, but not too hectically. So, I think they were wonderful parents, and at least gave us the opportunity to get that taste of wanting something more for yourself.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I know mom and dad was like, don't worry, Yasmine, we'll make dua for you. We'll make dua. You carry on, we're going to make dua. Listen, so now I've got a couple of things that I also want to chat to you about. I mean, obviously, being someone that obviously sees the industry, how it's working. Now, I mean, let's say the education system right now. I mean, not too deep. Just like, what do you think about in terms of unemployment, education now? I've had this conversation with many people, and I feel like the opportunities are definitely there, but also what do you feel about just the whole landscape as a whole, where it's at?
Look, I never have a great feeling about the general sense of education in South Africa in terms of how serious government takes education for the general public. Of course, there are pockets. Private schools They steaming, way ahead. But I think in terms of what's on offer, the caliber of teachers, the sizes of classes, the schools, and then this idea that everybody has, you're either in the arts or you're either in the sciences. There's never this crossover where
Between
there's a
the
sort
two,
of new way of looking at how people operate, because people operate within both those modes. And I think we separate them from the beginning, so that you either choose an arts field or then you go into science or engineering or business. It's never that there's some meshing of those two lanes.
It's so interesting.
So for me, that's a big problem.
I mean, I say it's super interesting that you say that, because I feel like we also had this conversation where it's like, it's kind of like you're boxed in. So like, okay, so you want to be a singer or a dancer. So like, I mean, don't try anything on this side now.
Exactly.
Or let's say you're the scientist. Like, so the scientist can't be fashionable. The scientist can't be in a movie.
Of course.
Or, as an example. So also, how do we kind of break that down between parents saying like, I think you should do this because this is what, like the old archetype of what they think, this is what makes money. This is going to be a bit harder. So don't do this. Because lots of kids want to get into the arts. But then again, it's obviously the parents around there saying, don't do that, become a doctor, become a teacher, this is what the country needs. What would you say to your children? I mean, or what have you told them on their journey?
My children have done exactly what they've wanted to do.
Okay.
My son's a lawyer.
Beautiful.
And that was not because his father's a lawyer. He probably just saw that as,
my dad's a lawyer. Is his father a lawyer? Okay.
My dad's a lawyer. But also probably with that same mindset of, I do have a creative side, but I don't know how I'm going to marry the creative side
with
also finding a stable position in life. Do you know what I mean? Because we do imagine that the creative sides, and they're not as stable, say, as the doctor and lawyer and whatever else.
You got to work much harder.
You've got to work harder.
Because
and I think
it's always busy.
I think what young people have to realize now is when they choose the different things, you can do both. It's not one or the other. I find people, there's this sort of mindset that you can only, like you say, if you're going into science or you're an engineer, well, then you can't be hanging out with the cool kids because you've got to appear to be intellectual and intelligent.
Yeah.
You can really do both. The way people jump from one career to another, and this word that we all use, pivot. The young people pivot very easily. You go from one thing to another, and why not? I think when you're young, you can play around with so many things. Try and marry the passion with some business that can come along with it. And I think we have to go back to ways of perhaps changing the way our education pulls in people with different talents, so that when you're leaving school, there's a channel for you to go into. That old sort of, I know it sounds old-fashioned, but there's certain merit in it when people were apprentices.
Yes, to learn a little bit about.
Why not?
Why not? Yeah.
Why not?
No, because now, so I look back on it, because now, especially I'd say maybe it's society's kind of push on it, just like, no, this is what you are, and that's all you're ever going to be, and you have to kind of stick to that, because that's why when people kind of just delve a little bit out of their own lane or the lane that they use, so then people's like, what are you doing now?
What are you doing?
Excuse me, you're supposed to be the doctor, just relax. Just sit with your stethoscope and stuff, whatever.
Become an artist.
Why not be art? Get into the art, be creative.
That's the first thing. Never are you happy. Because there are a lot of people being very unhappy in what they're doing because their passions lie elsewhere, but they have to fit into this mold of, doing the thing that brings in money. And I guess it's the type of society, it's capitalism,
because then I'm gonna say, like, are you willing to be? Well, then most people are, I would guess. Are you willing to be unhappy, but die kinders gaan eat vanaand, like we're gonna eat, and there's a roof over your head. Because again, I'm talking about normal on the ground society going through super tough times. You got people like, it's the son who's working for two generations of his family, and he's the only one, and maybe he's always loved to play football as an example. He can't do this football, he must go graph. What? Look, but you'd love to do it. Sometimes it's not just like you forced, some of you kind of are forced to.
Yeah. Look, I mean, we can sit here and talk about the theory of it all. But on the ground, those are exactly the choices.
Yes.
My family have got to eat, so I've got to do something that brings in the money. It may not be something I like, but hey, I'm going to
It is what it is. Yeah. Okay, I got that. So also now, we also spoke a little bit about, for you, I don't know how you feel about, let's say, elections, things coming up, like this campaigning that's obviously been happening. Things like, is there any? I don't know if you want to speak about it. I mean, is there anyone that you vote for? You don't have to tell us your vote, but
I have voted for, but I don't think I'm going to.
You're not going to share that.
No. Not that I'm not going to share, but I don't think I'm going to vote for them again.
Okay. I have an idea. I have an idea of what it could be. Okay, so now we're going to go a little bit funnier. Yeah. It's all right. Okay, right. So these are some of the would you rather questions. I think I sent you a clip
God,
showing you
this is
some of
scary.
this. No, but I'm going to take it easy on you. We've got very easy ones for you. Okay, right. So would you rather only be able to walk backwards for the rest of your life? So always backward or only be able to whisper?
Good Lord.
So all your conversations will just be like, yes, you know, so I just...
Okay, no, that can never fucking happen in my life because I've got a big mouth, so whispering, no. I'll rather
You're walking
walk
backwards and-
backwards, have big calves. How's that?
How's that? Okay, fantastic, fantastic. Would you rather be able to control the speed of time or able to understand and speak any animal language? So... So let me go with that one.
Oh my God,
Stop
the
time.
speed of time.
Yeah,
Like,
you could
could I
slow it.
slow
You could
it
slow
down?
it down. You can let moments last a little bit longer. You could speed some moments up if you want to get through them a little bit faster.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. I like the fact that you have control over time because you could enjoy those moments, like you
Little bit
say, the moments that are a bit uncomfortable or painful. Well, you can just zip right
Just-
past them.
Thank
Why
you.
the
Give
hell do I want to understand animal language when I can have that sort of control?
Do you have any animals of your own, by the way?
No, not
No
right
animals.
now. But I grew up with animals. Yeah.
Cat person, dog person?
Dog.
Dogs. Okay.
Although I do love cats.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, next one. Would you rather be able to listen? Okay, no, never mind that.
No. Ask.
No. Okay, yes, one. Would you rather live in a house made entirely of jello? Or these are some weird ones. No,
They
I
are
didn't write
weird
them. No.
because the Jello house will have to be in a coldish sort
Yeah.
of place.
Well, then just move to Cape Town, I guess. So it's a house made of jello, or have a suit made of feathers every day. So you have to wear those feathers every day. So are you gonna wear that feathers every day? You can rock it however you want. You can style the feathers. Every item you wear has to be a feathers on.
Come from different birds, different like.
Look,
the
I'm
feathers
gonna-
must look different.
I'm gonna give you access only to 2 birds.
Oh, good.
So you only have an ostrich and a swan.
Okay, I think I'm going to go with the house made of Jello because it will be in a cold place, and I love cold temperatures.
Okay, fantastic. Next one, would you rather only be able to eat broccoli flavored ice cream or have
my
feet that are
God.
constantly encased in ice? How you feel about the weather? Cold doesn't work for you, eh?
No. I do love cold weather.
Okay.
I do love cold weather. I say Cape Town miserable because when you're on like a holiday,
Holiday,
you want
yeah.
it to be not raining. You just want to be relaxed. This is nice. I don't mind this.
Okay.
Feet encased in ice.
In
is
ice.
Painful. I don't want my damn feet falling off after that.
Okay, so what's it going to be? So you're going to go...
The broccoli flavour.
You're going for the broccoli flavor.
Yeah.
Listen, I also got, besides for the would you rathers, I decided that you were going to be the first person that I was going to give a riddle to. Oh yeah, are you good with any riddles?
No, I'm bad. Don't even show me up
We're
that
just
way.
going to try 3. I had 5 for you.
No. I'm so bad
Okay, I'm
with
going to give you the
riddles.
easiest one. I'm always coming but never arriving. What am I? Think about it. Marinate in this one.
No, because I'm so bad at it. My mind takes a while to work.
Look, I'm not gonna lie to you. The people ask me riddles. I'm just shouting the random stuff. Pins, check.
I'm always coming.
But never arriving.
No, fuck off, man. Just tell me.
Tomorrow.
Oh, you see?
Okay, one last one. Last, then we done. Last one. Okay. The more you take, the more you leave behind. What am I?
The more you take, the more you leave behind.
It's nothing deep or philosophical.
No,
It sounds.
And then my kids will see this and they go, Mom, how could you not know that? You embarrassed us.
I'll go out on a limb and tell you I didn't know the answers for any of these either.
No, so just tell me. I'm not even.
Footsteps.
Oh, goodness.
It's footsteps.
Okay.
Okay. So now, so while you're in Cape Town, did you get to see some legal friends while you were here? What did you guys get up to?
Eating.
Lots of eating.
Lots of good. Cape Town
Favorite food?
Look, for show.
For show?
The show, theatrical sort of experience. I love La Colombe.
Okay.
Yeah. Not just every day, but I love Willoughby's for
Okay.
their sushi and their fish. at the waterfront.
Shout out Wallabies. We coming for that. We coming for that bucks.
I love theirs.
Yeah.
I love Bow Down for that Asian fusion. It's one of my favorite restaurants.
Okay. So when you, I mean, is there places that you visit often whenever you're around?
Often, yes.
Joburg side? Anything what's nice?
Joburg, a lot's nice, but I think you have a lot more to offer in Cape Town.
Is it?
Yeah. Coffee shops here are fabulous. Rosetta in town is
Yes, and Rosetta, yes.
really good. Joburg, the coffee shops are good. There are some nice restaurants. I go to the same ones all the time because I don't want to be surprised with bad food, and that can often happen.
Stay with what you know.
I stay with what I know.
You know what? We did a trip where we kind of went to do all these different coffee shops and different eateries, just kind of go try different foods out because I don't know. I think for Cape Town we've pretty much done most of them. Just imagine we went through all of them. So now every week we're like, okay, let's try a new one. Let's just go check the vibe. And I'm telling you, 9 out of 10, and I still love all of you guys. Most of the time, I am a little bit disappointed. They make very nice food, but also I think when you stick to what you know, you're safe.
Absolutely. And I love going to places where people know you. They know what you like. It's
same as yesterday. Sauce me out.
Or there's just that great service because you're there all the time. And I like that.
Coffee person, big coffee person?
Big coffee person.
So what do you like in cappuccinos, lattes, Americanos? What are we going for?
I like Americano and cappuccino.
Cappuccino.
Yeah.
Americano, 2 sugar, 1 sugar?
Americano first thing in the morning.
Okay, you need it.
Cappuccino a little bit later, no sugar.
No sugar. No sugar.
No sugar.
How's that working for you?
What do you think?
Thank you very much. And for you, so now, I mean, with the brand, is it do you plan to do a couple of more things, more collabs? I mean, I'm sure you have things in the pipeline for yourself. I don't mean to share all of it, but I mean,
no, like I said, I've just finished a TV show. I can't talk about that right now until they've done the promos and whatever else.
But it's coming. Make sure you watch it.
It's coming, end of July. And I mean, there are brands reaching out to me. It's negotiation. You want them to pay what they should be paying.
Thank you.
You hedging, they hedging, and it's
back and forth. This is what I feel.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, but I know my worth, and I think brands need to also come to the party.
I've had this conversation time and time again. You know, once you stand on what you believe is your price, that's going to be the price. It's either you're going to take it now, you're going to come back when I'm worth more.
Can I tell you something? And also, if you give in, you're never going to be able to
come back
get to where you need to be because they're going to go, oh, but that was not what you did 3 months ago.
So what? I mean, first you came out to 300,000, and now you're saying 20. You'll take the 20. No ways. Not gonna happen. And I mean, and how do you find that? Obviously, working with brands and things like that. I mean, I've obviously worked with so many brands, and it's been fun and things like that. How's your relationships with lots of the brands you've collabed with?
I think they've generally been good. I mean, with my social media presence, I'm not the proactive one. I should be.
Okay.
But in some senses, I'm a little bit lazy. I leave things to happen to me in the social media space in terms of brands. They reach out to me. But I think I should be going, hey, I can work with you. Let's do this. I need to get on that game a little bit more. But it's been good. Yeah. Just letting things grow organically. And if brands want to, because the brands who I love reach out to me. Do you know what I mean? It's don't
worry, we saw you looking super fly in those Birkenstocks. We saw that Birkenstocks. Huh?
That was a good campaign.
That was nice.
Yeah. It was really well creatively directed. I thought it was fabulous.
I think that was actually one of the won't say one of the first posts, but it's one of the posts where we were like, oh, look at her in these Birkenstocks. And I mean, for you, I mean, you're aware of the Birkenstocks? Now, don't worry, we're not giving them we're not adding extra.
No.
Don't worry. Listen to Birkenstocks. We need some more bucks for this one, eh? And also, we need a pay on our feet right now.
We need
off
some
this
more.
episode.
Absolutely. Especially the shearling ones.
The shearling ones, yes. We want that one. Anyways, so now, going back to it. Also, were you vaccinated, by the way? This is a question we had some people.
Absolutely.
You are.
I'm not, and I'm pro.
Not an anti-vaxxer.
I am pro-science.
Pro-science, that's it.
Yeah, that's it. There's no black, it's no gray areas for me, it's black and white.
And so for you in your working time, obviously 9 years in the business when it comes to the brand, COVID hit, obviously, were we still operational in the time?
We were, because like I said, we have an odd model. We do a pop-up once a year. So it wasn't really something that affected us. We still carried on doing what we were doing. It was just, I think, 1 December where we couldn't operate because we felt a little bit like the numbers were too high.
Okay.
But otherwise, we sell it through Instagram, and then a couple of months later, we did a pop-up. So it was fine.
And I also notice this thing when I eat Joburg sometimes. Also, I know when they have things like these different pop-ups, you just like have so many people just come in.
Yeah.
If in Cape Town you have like 3 pop-ups on the same day, it's like it's a disaster. Like you can't take our people.
You see, we don't fight that
You know
way.
what? Because I think I was in Braamfontein for some time, and then I went to a couple of spots there. It was during the night, and I'm telling you, every single place was packed.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe it. I was like, "What? So like, this is how they do it out here." Like you go into this place, it's full. You go to the one down the road,
Yeah,
it's full.
it's also full.
And then
Yeah.
some of them would visit,
Yeah.
but this is just me. This is from someone, an avid outside goer in Cape Town. I mean, if you have some event happening over here, and then all of a sudden means it's going to be less over here.
Over there.
And
No,
so-
I mean, everybody supports everybody in Joburg.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, fantastic. So now we also have. Should we get into that? That's
Sounds dangerous.
That's a bit juicy. I don't know. Okay, no, we're gonna leave that one. Also, how do you feel about gender-based violence? I mean, this is just you.
Oh my goodness. I don't think there's anybody any woman at least, I
Yeah.
mean, men have their own stories, who would think that what's going on in South Africa is something that we shouldn't be worried about.
Yeah.
We have incredibly high incidences of gender-based violence. I think one of the highest in the world.
Yeah.
And what's being done about it? We have campaigns, and it's a campaign. It's a 16 days of
Activism.
you
or
know,
whatever, yeah.
and I just want to do my head in because there's nothing being done. Because whatever needs to trickle down to policing, to education, all that, what happens?
What happens? Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
and
and
women are still, every day, I mean, even when I walk, I am so weary of what goes on around me because that's always in the back of my head, that something could be happening.
Yeah, and the reason I also asked is because I've spoken to so many people, and then we have this idea that obviously when you see some people from the outside, it's again we always have this idea that everything's perfect and everything's fine, but what we don't know, and no one's ever gonna tell you.
Yeah.
And I say this because I have spoken to so many people actually on this podcast as well about the same topic about maybe behind closed doors you're being hit and we don't know.
Yeah.
Or-
and that happens a lot.
Or
you
you're
can
dealing
imagine.
with the abuse, but it's like, I want to maintain the perfect photo
Yeah.
to everyone else. Like, we're fine, everything's okay, but I'm not happy. Because that's another form of doing what you're supposed to as opposed to what you love. Because would I get out that box and say, like, you know what? This is not for me. I'm hurting in this. I'm going. Why am I going to stay? Because it's what's right in society. I can't get divorced. I can't. Everyone's like, oh my God, the shame.
Yeah.
Or do I just
mean,
stay?
those things are real. Shame is a real thing that
Yeah.
that people feel. Societal pressure to be and to perform in a certain manner is
Yeah.
a very real thing. But I think it's a bit more complex than just saying, "Oh well, I need to present this image
This image,
for the
yeah.
world out there." Because when people are in it, as I was a social worker before, so
Okay.
I come from that sort of background. When you've been broken down and your self-esteem has been broken down so badly, you don't see something out there for you.
Okay.
The control is great from the other person. The abuse has been so violent. Your esteem is rock bottom, and you cannot see getting out of that.
Out of that, yeah.
So as much as it looks like, oh, well, why isn't she leaving?
Yeah.
She can't leave.
No, I know. And
You know what I mean? So
we have
it's
this conversation
yeah.
so many times, and then sometimes these would be people that I actually don't know, that then I speak
Yeah.
to them, they're like, no man, nobody probably wants me, I'm just gonna
Yeah,
stay in this
yeah.
because it's what I'm supposed
And
to.
they're fearful because if they do leave, often that person goes to try and look for them, and then that becomes even worse.
You gotta come home. Okay, quick random question that was not deep enough. I felt that
Yeah.
when that was like I was just in pain for a few seconds. But so what's your star sign, by the way?
Capricorn.
Capricorn.
Mm-hmm.
Capricorn.
Yeah.
I mean, are you into star signs in any way?
I'm not that much into
mean, when
them,
I say
but when they go sun this, moon that, no, I don't know. None of those things. All I know is I'm stubborn, I'm outspoken, I'm all those things that that you see in the magazines that they describe Capricorn. I'm that.
You that.
Hardworking, a bit controlling.
Okay.
My friends call me a bit of a director.
Okay.
But yeah, That's me.
I always think I ask some of the guests like a random question, like for them to answer. So, what do you think? What's my star sign? You can have a random guess. You have 2 random guesses. It doesn't matter. You just met me today, so a random guess. What would even you're not that into it? Just let me know. What do you think?
Aries.
Aries, very close. I'm next door.
Oh, what's next door to Aries?
I think I've seen this also before. Someone.
What's next door to Aries?
Taurus.
Pisces. Oh, okay.
On the other side.
Okay.
I'm next
okay,
door.
The other next door.
Yes, the bull.
Okay, that's my son.
Okay. And your sons, I mean, so how do they feel about mom being on Instagram and on TikTok and all the vibes?
I think they love it.
They love it. Like, that's my mommy. She's
I mean,
rocking
I
it.
would have wanted a cool mom like me, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they're okay with it.
Lovely
Yeah.
stuff. Now, again, that's another thing we always have, like how some kids feel about their parents on Instagram. Because I think like you're probably cooler than them online, right? I don't.
My son's very cool.
Is he cool?
My son's very cool. Yeah, yeah.
I
I
saw
mean,
the-
I often post pictures of him and
I
now.
saw the wedding was very nice.
Yeah, yeah.
That looked very, very, very nice. Were you part of any of directing anything there?
No, he was very much in control. So
Yeah.
you see there, the other tourist comes in.
Okay.
They like to also.
Stubborn as well.
Yeah, yeah.
So, are you knocking heads sometime?
We were knocking heads, but he always gets his way. So.
Okay, so anything else that you'd like to share with us about you and what's going to be coming? I know you can't tell us about this movie. Is the movie?
No.
Series?
It's a
Series?
reality show.
Reality show that's coming out. Anything that people need to be on the lookout for other than that?
Other than that, I hope there are other brands looking out for me so that I can get
That's the-
some work.
That's actually the point why we did this whole
Yeah, yeah,
podcast.
yeah.
We actually both need work.
Yes,
So
exactly,
we just want to appeal to you to show that we are
Thank
very
you,
cool
all of
humans.
you. Yeah.
And this should be like for international. Doesn't matter. We work Joburg,
Yeah,
Durban,
we work worldwide.
worldwide. Doesn't matter. New York. Doesn't matter if you want us. We're ready.
Yeah,
Call us up.
We fly anywhere.
Yasmin, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for your time.
It has been. Thank you.
You're welcome. From my side, Mr. Maya. We'll catch you on the next episode of the PSA podcast. And until next time, you guys stay blessed. Yes, salute guys. Mr. Maya. Back with another public service announcement.
I just don't know if you guys are feeling good this morning.